The story begins with two people named Edgar and Halka, who have been captured by the Chancellor soldiers on charges of theft. They are soon to be punished, so the Chancellor calls them in for questioning. He asks Edgar why he committed theft and what could be the reason behind it. Edgar starts to recount his past, explaining what happened to him. Some time ago, Edgar lived in a small tribe with a wife and a very beautiful daughter. His job in the tribe was to protect everyone and catch all the thieves. However, one day, a group of those thieves, in a fit of rage, took the life of Edgar's wife. After losing his wife, he became very lonely and lost interest in his work. Since then, Edgar has been raising his little daughter, Kira, all by himself. Recently, he met a woman named Halka, who's been with him since then. Halka helped Edgar by taking care of his daughter, but soon they faced a severe shortage of money. This compelled Edgar and Halka to start stealing from shops. They were forced into such a life due to their circumstances. Edgar and Halka would steal money and jewelry from different places. One day, Halka found a pendant that could make any person disappear when worn. She gave this magical pendant to Edgar, who then used it to commit many more thefts. In no time, two more men, Simon and Foz, joined their team, and they became a complete unit. One day, Foz told Edgar about a sorceress named Sophia, who claimed that there was a place hidden deep within the mountains where a lot of money and jewelry made of gold and silver were stored. Moreover, there was a magical tablet in that place that could bring any dead person back to life. Upon hearing this, Edgar was instantly thrilled, as he wanted to bring his deceased wife back to life. Therefore, he left his daughter Kira alone at home and set out with his entire team to those mountainous regions. The sorceress Sophia also accompanied them. After entering, Sophia picked up a red-colored horn, and at that moment, Edgar lifted the magical tablet to resurrect his deceased wife. But suddenly, the soldiers there began to attack for protection, causing everyone to flee for their lives. While the rest managed to escape, Edgar and Halka got trapped. Edgar handed the magical tablet to Foz and told him to protect his daughter. After that, the soldiers captured Edgar and Halka and brought them to the Chancellor for punishment. Now our story shifts back to the present, where both were about to be punished. Suddenly, a strange man appeared, whose entire body resembled that of a bird. Edgar and Halka quickly climbed onto him, and he flew away with them. However, when they returned to their tribe, they found that their entire team had been scattered. No one knew where everyone had gone. After some inquiry, Edgar learned that Foz had become the king of a kingdom and that his daughter Kira was still in that kingdom. So, Edgar and Halka set off toward the kingdom. There, Edgar was reuniting with his daughter Kira after many years, and she was very happy to see him, though she was also a bit upset because she thought her father had left her forever. Now, Edgar and Halka met Foz and asked how all this had happened and how he had become the king of a kingdom. Foz laughed and explained that Sophia had made the old king ill, and after his departure, I became the new king. Edgar now realized that Foz had deliberately introduced them to Sophia so that they could go to the mountainous region and carry out their plans. Foz had lied to Kira, saying that her father was a thief using the magical tablet, but Edgar told his daughter that he wanted to use the tablet to bring her mother back to life and had no other intentions. Edgar understood that Foz and Sophia were behind all these events, having seized control of the entire kingdom. Edgar attempted to attack Foz, but Sophia captured both Edgar and Halka with her black energy. She commanded her soldiers to imprison them in jail, where they would be executed in due time. But Edgar and Halka managed to escape from the soldiers by fighting their way out because staying in the kingdom has become very dangerous. Meanwhile, Foz is further inciting Edgar's daughter, Kira, against her father by saying that he had given the magical tablet to Edgar, but he fled without her. This leads Kira to develop hatred for her father. As they escaped, Edgar and Halka also took Simon, who had recently joined their team, with them. After revealing the whole truth, Simon decided to support Edgar and Halka. He explained that Foz's army was very large and that they would need some magical items to fight against their magical army. Therefore, Simon was taking them to a witch named Doric, who could transform into any animal. The three of them reached Doric's place. Doric was also very troubled by the kingdom's actions because they were completely destroying the forest. Now the four of them formed a team to fight against Foz and Sophia. At that moment, Foz was asking Sophia where she had hidden the magical tablet and other items. Sophia revealed that she had hidden them in a cave where she had performed dark magic and only her spells could open the cave. Suddenly, Sophia realized that someone was listening to their conversation, and when she turned around, Doric was present, transformed into a honeybee. As soon as Doric sensed danger, she flew away and informed Edgar and the others about where Sophia had hidden all the magical items. They needed to find a way to open the cave. Edgar asks Simon what the solution is for countering the black energy. Simon tells him that he had read about a magical helmet that could cut through all the black energies, but all the tribespeople who knew about it were now dead. Just then, Halka mentions that she knows where that tribe is located and that they need to use a little bit of black energy to awaken the dead so that they can reach the magical helmet. So now their entire team heads towards that tribe. Upon reaching there, Simon, who had a little black energy left, goes to the cemetery and awakens one of the corpses. The corpse begins to tell them that many years ago, Sophia and her people attacked their tribe, and they had many dangerous dragons with them. For a while, it seemed that their tribe would lose, but a great warrior named Brat came to their aid. Therefore, the tribe trusted him and gave him the magical helmet. After that, no one knew about the helmet. Now Edgar and his entire team arrive at Brat's place, who lived in a nearby tribe. They ask Brat about the magical helmet, and he replies that after winning the war, he hid the helmet underground in a dangerous place called Underground, which was filled with traps. Nevertheless, Brat takes them to retrieve the helmet. As they walk, they reach a very large area with flowing lava underneath. Anyone who falls here would be burned to death. However, Simon has a bit of magical power and opens a portal that goes directly to the helmet, so they don't even need to cross a bridge and reach the magical helmet directly. Brat happily hands the magical helmet to Edgar's team, but at that moment, soldiers sent by Sophia arrive, keeping an eye on them. This means Sophia is also looking for the magical helmet. The soldiers immediately start attacking everyone, but due to the noise, a very large dragon trapped inside the cave is released. Its size is incredibly threatening, and it quickly comes and starts killing Sophia's soldiers. Before long, the cave begins to collapse. However, Edgar manages to escape with his companions into another cave, but the dragon destroys the entire area, causing it to flood. Then Simon remembers that he possesses teleportation powers, so he opens a portal and escapes with his team. Here, Simon has the magical helmet, which he immediately puts on. But suddenly, due to the power of the magical helmet, everything comes to a halt, and Simon's father appears before him. However, Simon's father tells him that he is not worthy of the magical helmet and that he needs to become much stronger to control it. Simon takes this to heart, which is why he keeps wearing the helmet. But after some time, he becomes very exhausted. Edgar tells Simon that he needs more training on this, but for now, he shouldn't use it because it could overpower his mind. Now, Simon and his companions learn that Forge is organizing a huge event in his kingdom. It will be a massive maze game in which people from different kingdoms will participate. The winners could win a lot of gold as prizes. Therefore, Edgar decides with his friends that they will also participate in this game to sneak into the cave and steal the magical tablet and other things. But the biggest question is how they will get into the kingdom. Edgar tells Simon that if he has teleportation powers, he should take them inside the kingdom. But Simon says that his powers don't work that way. He can only teleport to a place he can see. However, Edgar and Simon come up with a plan. They will use one of Simon's teleportation portals and hide behind some pictures leading into the kingdom. After that, once the picture reaches inside the kingdom, they can all teleport. Dory cleverly handles all this, but their portal falls before reaching the kingdom, preventing them from getting out. This means they have to find another way to enter the kingdom. Therefore, Edgar tells Simon to create a hologram of himself to distract the soldiers. As soon as they do this, the soldiers focus entirely on Edgar's hologram, allowing the rest of the group to enter the kingdom. The soldiers can't do anything for protection. Now that they have entered the kingdom, everyone begins to head towards the palace. Simon had put on the magical helmet again, which made him faint. When he stood up, his father was right in front of him. But this time, Simon told his father that he was worthy of the helmet and that he had complete confidence in himself. Seeing Simon so confident made his father very happy, and he provided Simon with all the powers of the helmet. Now Simon, along with Dory, began to head toward the cave in the palace where all the magical items and treasures were stored. However, as soon as they entered, they realized that this was a trap set by Sophia. Sophia captured both of them using her dark magic. Forge's army had also captured Edgar and the others, who were about to face a terrible fate. In fact, the army and Sophia had already started transferring all the treasure from the cave to another location. They had anticipated that Edgar and his companions would definitely come to this place, so they were prepared in advance. Forge told Sophia to kill them all, but Edgar responded, saying, "If you have any courage, send us into that game. If we lose in that dangerous game, then you can kill us. Otherwise, we can escape and go anywhere." Forge liked this idea a lot because no one had ever returned alive from this game. Therefore, he granted permission for Edgar's team to participate in the game. Now, Edgar's entire team had entered the game. Many people from different kingdoms had come to watch it because the game was extremely dangerous and deadly. Other teams also participated in this game. The simple rule of the game was to save their lives while crossing the maze, where they would encounter dangerous creatures. A metal band was placed on Dory and Simon's wrists, so they couldn't use their magical powers. As the game started, everyone began running from one place to another, facing dangerous hybrid animals. Edgar was telling his team to stay together so they could solve the puzzles easily. But Dory's hand got stuck in a sticky substance, and Halka was trying to pull her out, successfully rescuing her. But the band on Doric's hand came off, allowing her to use her magical powers. Doric instructed all her companions to get into the sticky substance, and as soon as they did, she and Simon teleported to another place where they would be safe. They teleported to Forge's boat, where all the gold and magical items were stored. Edgar had also found the magical tablet, but just as they were about to leave, Forge arrived and captured Kira. Edgar, however, was determined to rescue his daughter, and after successfully doing so, they all boarded the boat to escape. Meanwhile, Sophia, wielding the magical red horn, began to spread black energy all around. Her plan was to control all the people of the kingdom and turn them into zombies, forcing them to work for her. In the stadium, she started casting black magic on everyone present. When Edgar and his team learned of this, they decided they couldn't let people die this way. Therefore, Edgar used Simon's teleportation technique to create a portal on a hot air balloon, allowing them to drop gold jewelry from above. Seeing the jewelry, everyone rushed outside the stadium, rendering Sophia's plan completely ineffective as she could no longer control the people. Edgar and his entire team returned to the kingdom because he had to defeat Sophia. He gave his daughter a magical pendant that made her invisible, allowing Kira to escape detection. Now, Edgar's team united to fight Sophia, whose powers had significantly increased. Doric transformed into a large beast to confront Sophia, but no one could withstand her black energy. At one point, it seemed that Sophia had everything under control and was manipulating Forge. However, as the saying goes, overconfidence can lead to downfall. Suddenly, Sophia found herself wearing the same band that prevented anyone from using their powers. And it was none other than Kira who had put it on her hand because Kira was invisible. As soon as this happened, Sophia was unable to use her energy, and Doric seized the opportunity to attack Sophia. She beat Sophia mercilessly, ultimately defeating her. However, the unfortunate part was that during the entire battle, Halka was injured and soon after, she succumbed to her wounds. Kira was deeply depressed upon seeing Halka's condition, but Edgar, who possessed the magical tablet, had intended to use it to bring his deceased wife back to life. Instead, he used it to revive Halka, who fully recovered, bringing immense joy to everyone. The former king of the kingdom was reinstated, allowing him to regain control effectively. The king, overjoyed, appointed Edgar's entire team as the soldiers of the kingdom, responsible for guiding and protecting their troops. They even punished Forge, sentencing him to life imprisonment in jail. Thus, our adventurous story comes to a close.